Everyone, Jared Sandler here, getting ready for the Rangers and the Cubs, another Cactus League game. The big news yesterday, Leody Taveras suffering a low-grade oblique strain. He actually suffered it 2 days ago. We learned of the diagnosis yesterday. Projected to miss a couple weeks. Rangers will reevaluate him in a week to 10 days. Probably have a better idea at that point whether or not he will be on the opening day roster or whether he's still stands a chance to physically be ready for opening day. It's definitely still a possibility. He's young. He's in good shape. Maybe he heals quickly. And if he misses just 2 weeks, that puts us at around March 20th. Gets a few at-bats. Maybe Rangers feel comfortable putting him on the opening day roster and right there in center field, probably batting 8th or 9th on opening day. But Rangers, of course, have to prepare for the possibility he's not, and there's no reason to rush Leody Taveras. So what could that mean? Well, let's start with one thing it doesn't mean. It does not mean that Evan Carter is going to be on the opening day roster. He's 20 years old. He has just a little bit of AA experience, no AAA experience. Not that he has to have AAA experience, but point is, there's zero reason to rush Evan Carter. The Rangers are also in a position where they're trying to win. And I don't think a 20-year-old with just a little bit of AA experience is ready to help this team win right now. Could that change in a few months? Absolutely. I would not be surprised to see Evan Carter make his major league debut this year, but he's just not ready on opening day. And there's also no reason to put that sort of pressure on Evan Carter on opening day for a team that is aiming to win and compete and make the playoffs, which really has not been the case here for the last few years. There are other factors that go into that. He's not on the 40-man roster. And is it worth starting his clock and making a 40-man roster move if, Leody might only miss a week or two of the season? Let's say this thing really stretches out. Probably doesn't make sense for a guy like Evan Carter at this point. So I'm not saying Evan Carter won't be a big leaguer this year. I just don't think it makes sense for him to be a big leaguer on opening day. And I don't think the Rangers do either. If they did, he'd be starting some of these Cactus League games instead of playing in the back half. So Bubba Thompson very well could be an option in center field. Other ideas, Adolis Garcia is in center field, and now you figure things out in right field, or maybe it's a double domino effect where Adolis is in center and you move Robbie Grossman to right, and now you're figuring out left field, which kind of opens the door for someone like Josh Smith, for instance, who wouldn't really be a candidate for right field. I think what is maybe most likely is Bubba Thompson and Travis Jankowski platoon in center. Now, you will need to make a 40-man roster move for Travis Jankowski, but I think that's something that's a little more palatable. You're not worried about starting his clock. There's not the pressure element, and he's a major leaguer, right? He's someone who has competed at this level, and he's really good defensively. And he fits really nicely with Bubba Thompson. Bubba can start against lefties, Jankowski against righties. Bubba can be a weapon off the bench in games he's not starting. Probably have a platoon in left field as well in the meantime with Brad Miller and Robbie Grossman, and then Adolis Garcia is in right field. That's an option that seems to make the most sense to me. It requires just one 40-man roster move. And I think Jankowski is a guy who the Rangers are intrigued by, just some of his skills, the defense, the running, with running being maybe more a point of emphasis this year across the league. A guy who is also in that consideration or that conversation is Clint Frazier. The thing that might be working against Clint is that he is a right-handed hitter. So if you're trying to figure out a fit in a platoon situation, well, you got a right-handed hitter in Bubba Thompson. And so, a righty is not going to be the right guy to pair with that. It would be a left-handed hitter. Plus Jankowski is much better defensively and can play a true center field. Now, the Rangers could say, hey, we love the upside of Clint Frazier. We'll figure out the rest. No doubt about it. Maybe they say, we want Clint Frazier to be the right-handed hitter in that platoon, and we'll have Bubba Thompson start in AAA and get some at-bats. That's a possibility. It's just not the sense I get as far as where they're leaning. So that's just an update on that situation. We'll talk to you later.